If you're a Prince of Persia fan like me, then I might just have a little something for you. It's a video game, funny enough, uh, called Raji and Ancient Epic. It's a 3D platformer, but with a little bit more focus on combat. Um, so the environment were so it's a lot more light. Um, it has a fixed camera, so think like original God of War or Diablo kind of play. Your character also never takes up much space on the screen, so you have room for the big combos. Um, Raji is set in an Indian flavored environment, and it looks amazing. It has great vistas, buildings, ruin, nature that you fight in and run around. They're all varied. It is linear, but it looked amazing. It's a think Prince of Persia, but more towards the end, or even more towards the 2008 version. You play as Raji, a young woman whose brother is taken away by demons, and you have to go save him. A lot of this, there's a car, hello car. A lot of the story is told in shadow puppet style cutscenes, and while they are thematically on point, they tend to drag and slow the whole experience down. And they are true to the nature of shadow puppet. They are just aren't very expressive, and I think that hampered my ability to kind of connect with the characters. Even though it's called an epic, yeah, I know it's not what they mean. It only took me 6 hours to complete, and I ran through it twice to try and get the achievements. I technically have them all, but one of them is not showing. That part was actually quite buggy. Um, the jumping and climbing was less buggy, but I had like one or two cases of issues with getting Raji to grab onto an edge or jump in the direction that I swear that I was, you know, pointing with the directional stick. Luckily, there's a very forgiving respawn system. I should also say, like I mentioned, there's a focus on combat, so I should say that I played the game on story mode. That's how I prefer my games, and therefore never had to familiarize myself a lot with the combat mechanics. Thank you, game developer, for doing that. I know it can't, it's a decision to make, not always feel nice, and you feel like I'm missing out of all your work. But it's a great way for me to experience your game. Um, so even though the combat was never deep, not for me, it looked amazing, and I was able to explore the environment and continue the story with very little frustration. I never really got to know Raji, the main character. I feel like the camera is never close to her in the game world, and in the cutscenes she's a shadow puppet with very limited expressions. And also the game is short. When the game works, it works, and I had a great time. I'm a huge Prince of Persia fan, and Raji and Ancient Epic is hitting a lot of the same note, and that's great. Is the same car coming back? Bye bye car. I don't mind short games, and if you don't either, and can find Raji and Ancient Epic at a price where you think it's fair, it's a very easy recommendation for me. Um, I think that's pretty much all I need to say. Um, this game is definitely worth a try. Thank you for stopping by today.